My name's Natasha Watts and I'm from Basingstoke, born and bred. I am a singer-songwriter. I've been a recording artist since my mum passed away, actually. Unfortunately, my mum got diagnosed with cancer back in 2007, and she had a tumour behind her nose, actually, which was quite rare. The diagnosis was fairly straightforward, and the treatment was radiotherapy. Unfortunately, in Basingstoke in 2007, you can't get radiotherapy. So we had to go to St Luke's in Guildford, but my mum had to go every day for 6 weeks. This created a problem. I had a full-time job and I was the only person that drove. My mum was able to get what they call the hospital taxi, but it would mean picking up very early, dropping back very late, and sitting in the hospital all day after she's had treatment, which, you know, that's not very nice. So I came to an agreement with my work, and they said that I could take her every morning and then I'd go into work in the afternoon. So we started doing that, and you know, the first week was okay. Second week she became more tired because she was having quite intensive radiotherapy, and it spread to her lymph glands as well. So it was her lymph glands that they were zapping, not the tumour behind the face, because they can't do that. So by the second week she was tired. Then they changed the times, so I had to go later, which affected my work. But of course I'm committed, so I couldn't not do it. By the third week, she was very tired, very sick, very grotty. Then we started to get a little bit more stressed. I got more stressed because I was seeing her suffering. We'd get to the hospital, we'd have to sit around. So we got to about the fourth week, and I actually got signed off because the stress was too much. I hid the stress from my mum because the last thing she wanted to do was worry, because she was coming straight home and going to bed, and that is where she would stay. You know, we're in the fourth week now. I've been signed off with stress, but you know, work are really not happy, but what can you do? There's nobody else to pick up the mantra. And the point I'm trying to make with all of this is that one person going through this, and if there's somebody who hasn't got that support, say Doris, who is 65, and she's got to go all the way to, you know, similar symptoms, and she's got to go all the way to Guildford or to Southampton and have the same treatment without the same support that my mum had, how's she going to cope with that? You know, on a taxi bus that is going to drive her an hour and a half to get there. She's going to have treatment for an hour and a half, you know, or however long it's going to take. Then she might have to sit round for 3 hours, 4 hours before she can get home. Then she's got to get home and she's on her own. There's something fundamentally wrong with that. So my experience with all of that radiotherapy wasn't a great one. So roll forward, and we're now for the Ark. So that's why I'm involved. If the centre had been there, it would have been such a simple exercise of my mum getting a taxi or me driving her, depending. It's only a very short distance. You know, Basingstoke is not that big, but there's a lot of people. You know, a taxi to the hospital, her treatment would have been over and done with fairly simply. She could have gone home and relaxed so much more in the comfort of her own, or in the centre, which we know is going to provide a bit of an aftercare, which is necessary, especially for the people that don't have that care at home, because the last thing you want to do is take care of yourself when you feel that awful, and they do feel awful. So this cancer centre can't come quick enough as far as I'm concerned, which is why I'm so monomaniacal about getting this centre up and running. And you know, from a personal experience, I think it would just change so many lives for the better. The Cancer Centre unit will just make the most amazing difference, and that's what we need.